Good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, you all are doing well and healthy. Alrighty, so today we're going to continue number 16. The diagram shows a door that has a window in it. The front faces of the door and the window are similar rectangles that have the dimensions as shown, which are given to us right there, kiddos. What is H, the height of the window in centimeters? Alrighty, so ladies and gents, here it might look a little daunting, but it's not really that challenging. If it helps you, break it apart. Here we have the window, and here we have the door. Now let's fill in the dimensions. So let's start off with the door since it has all the dimensions. We know that the width is 84 and the height is 210 centimeters. Now, the window, they've only given us the width, which is 60 centimeters. So now they're asking us for the height of the window. So here you guys can start off by labeling it. You guys could put, let's say, height over width, width over height, however you all want to do it, ladies and gentlemen. So here, and let's put it here. So on the window, okay, so it's going to start off this way. Alrighty, another way of doing it, ladies and gentlemen, you guys could have done like this here. Width and height. And what I mean by that here is here we're going to have, let's put this one in the small rectangle or the window, and here we'll put the larger one here. So the width on the small one is 60. The width on the larger rectangle, or the door in this case, is 84, is equal to now the height on the small one, which is the window. We don't know what it is. So let's put X. And then the height on the larger rectangle, or the door in this case, is 210 centimeters. And now, ladies and gents, to solve, we cross multiply. And we determine that the height of the window, ladies and gentlemen, is 150 centimeters. All right, so now moving on. Well, unfortunately, there's not enough room. Oh, chucks. All right, so moving on to next question, number 17. Alrighty, so here, ladies and gents, they're telling us that Maya has 120 caramel apples to sell. Each caramel apple is covered with one topping, which are right here. They're telling us that 1/5 of the caramel apples are covered with peanuts. 1/3 of them are covered with chocolate chips. 3/10 are covered with coconut. The rest are covered with sprinkles. How many caramel apples are covered with sprinkles? So let's go ahead and start working on this problem. Alrighty, so here, ladies and gents, there's several ways of doing it. You guys could have found a common denominator and added them all up. But probably the easiest way in this situation, in my opinion anyways, is to find out what 1/5 of 120 is. You guys can convert 1/5 into a decimal, which is 2/10 or 0.2. Or just multiply 1/5 times 120. In this case, once y'all do that, ladies and gentlemen, y'all will establish that 1/5 of the caramel apples covered with peanuts means that there's 24. 1/3 of them are covered with chocolate chips, which means that there are 40 covered with chocolate chips. And 3/10 of them are covered with coconut, which means that there are 36 that are covered with coconut, and the rest are covered with sprinkles. You all add these up here, and you determine that there are 100 apples that are not covered with sprinkles. So out of the 120, the total of 120 caramel apples, we subtract the 100 that are covered with peanuts, chocolate chips, and coconut, which are not the ones that we're looking for, which leaves us with 20. The remaining 20 are the ones that are covered with sprinkles. Alrighty, so next, ladies and gentlemen, question number 18. They're telling us that the manager of a music store surveyed a random sample of customers who shop in the store about their favorite type of music. The table shows the number of customers who selected each type of music, which are right here. Based on the information in the table, which inference, or means what can you gather from it, about the favorite type of music of all the customers who shop in a music store appears to be valid or true? All right, so here, ladies and gents, it's just analyzing the different answer choices that they give you guys, because some of them are not true. All right, so let's look at letter F. They are certain to select rock or pop music. Well, to be certain of something, ladies and gents, it means to be sure. In this case, can we be sure? No, because some people did select country. Some people selected jazz, classical, rap, so that is not true. In this case, ladies and gentlemen, the correct answer here is letter H. They are more likely to select country music than jazz, classical, or rap music. If you add rap plus classical music plus jazz, ladies and gentlemen, that equals to 26, which is less than, which means that they are more likely to select country music. Not by much, but they are more likely to. Okay? Alrighty. So on the next question, ladies and gentlemen, number 19, they are telling us that the distance between two towns is 120 kilometers. There are approximately 8 kilometers and 5 miles. Which measurement is closest to the number of miles between these two towns? Here, ladies and gentlemen, I would encourage y'all to set it up as a proportion since we're comparing two different units, so to say. Here, we're comparing kilometers and miles, or miles and kilometers, however y'all choose to see that. So kilometers over miles. We have to start off with the conversion that they've given us. We know that there are 8 kilometers and 5 miles, or approximately, as I said. So we set it equal to, now, if there are 8 kilometers and 5 miles, that means there would be 120 kilometers and X amount of miles. And y'all cross multiply here, ladies and gentlemen, and y'all establish that the answer for number 19 is letter A, 75 miles. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so for number, oh no, all right, there we go. All right, so here, ladies and gents, we have an inequality. So once again, my suggestion is for y'all to circle the variable and the coefficient. That way you guys put in a bubble and set that towards the end, so to say. We need to do inverse operations. The opposite of subtracting 9 is to add 9. What I do to one side, I do to both sides. So those cancel out. We're left with 3 3/10 W, or 3.3W, being greater than negative 13.2. I'm sorry, excuse me? What was that? You guys are asking how I came up with negative 13 2/10? Well, ladies and gentlemen.
Same signs add, different signs subtract. Same sign, keep the sign, different, keep the larger.
Larger absolute.
Same signs add, different signs subtract. Same sign, keep the sign, different, keep the larger. Check it.
Sorry about that. There was some technical difficulties. Anyways, so now, ladies and gentlemen, the opposite or the inverse of multiplying W by 3 3/10 is to divide it by 3 3/10. What I do to one side, I do to both sides. Here, ladies and gents, those cancel out. When you divide, hold on, let me bring it up here, okay? W is greater than 4. I'm sorry, hold on, put this here, 4. But ladies and gents, please don't forget your operations here, little Dorito. When you guys divide a negative and a positive, your answer is a negative. So W is greater than negative 4. And here, ladies and gents, since my coefficient was not a negative, since we didn't have to multiply or divide by a negative number, we don't have to flip or switch or reverse our inequality. It stays the same. So here, ladies and gentlemen, the way you read this here is W is greater than negative 4. It is not equal to it. It is only greater than. So it cannot be any solid circles, which here we don't have any. But negative 4, so we can eliminate letter F and letter H. Now we're between G and J. The way you read this here is W is greater than negative 4. Numbers that are greater than negative 4 are negative 3, 5, 10, 20. And those are all located to the right of the number line. So, ladies and gents, your answer here is letter G. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so number 21. They are telling us that there are the 20 students in a school band will attend an awards dinner. A random survey of 25 of these students was conducted to determine How many of each meal should be prepared for the dinner? The results of the survey are shown, which are right there. Based on the survey results, which of these is the best prediction of the meals wanted by the 200 students? All right, my suggestion here, ladies and gentlemen, is to find out if, let's say, for example, the first one, if 12 of the 25 chose want a beef meal, that means if we were to scale that up, or to, I guess, figure out 200, we could set it up as a proportion like this here. So here you all can cross multiply, or how do you go from 25 to 200? Times 8. So you do the same thing to your numerator. So here you establish that 96 of those kiddos would prefer a beef meal. Now you have to do the same thing with the ones who want a chicken and those who want a pasta meal. All right, which I went ahead and did already right here. So I just basically did the same thing, ladies and gentlemen, is that up there. So 96 students prefer a beef meal, 64 prefer a chicken meal, and 40 prefer a pasta meal. You guys can go through the different answer choices here, ladies and gentlemen, and you guys will establish that letter C is the correct answer. There are 32 more students who want a beef meal than want a chicken meal. All right. And when you guys are going through these questions, ladies and gentlemen, just make sure you guys read the questions carefully, please. Because a lot of times these questions, they'll insert the word not. And yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so the next one here. The price of a DVD is $24 plus an 8% sales tax. What is the sales tax on this DVD in dollars and cents? Ladies and gents, please make sure you guys read these questions carefully here. Sometimes they can ask you what the total cost will be, or in this case, like what is a sales tax? Or they can take it a step further, which they'll tell you, okay, John has, $30. He buys a DVD that's $24 plus 8% in sales tax. How much change should he receive? So just make sure you guys read these questions carefully. Here, you guys could do it one of two ways. You guys could do it as a proportion, which, remember, it's always part over whole is equal to percent over 100. So in this case, we don't know what the part is. We do know what the whole is. And the percent always goes over 100. And you guys can cross multiply. Or y'all could use the equation, which in this case, in my opinion, would be easier. It's the whole times a percent gives you your part. So 24 times a percent, but you have to convert it into a decimal, which I know I explained yesterday. 0.08 or 800ths is equal to the part, which in this case is equal to tax. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, you guys will establish that $1.92 will be what he will be charged in tax. Alrighty, so the next one, ladies and gentlemen. A company's logo was designed using using circles of 3 different sizes. The diameters of 2 of the circles are shown, which are right there. Which measurement is closer to the area of the largest circle, which is that one there, ladies and gentlemen, okay? So here we know we're working with circles, and the keyword there was also area. So utilizing your reference sheet, y'all should identify that the formula you guys are going to be working with, area is equal to pi times radius squared. Well, here, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys were just to draw the big circle, if this right here is 12 and that right there is 6, that means that the diameter is 18. But the formula does not call for the diameter, it calls for the radius. So if my diameter is 18, that means that my radius is 9. So area is equal to 3.14 times 9 squared. And once you guys do that operation, ladies and gentlemen, you all will get letter D. And the thing is here, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys used 18, instead of 9, letter C, you guys would have got letter C, which would have been wrong. So just make sure you guys take your time, okay? Analyze the questions. Make sure you guys highlight and circle the keywords. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so the next one here, they're telling us that a fish is swimming at a constant rate toward the ocean floor. So it's going towards the ocean floor, so think about that, okay? The equation y equals negative 7x minus 3 can be used to represent the situation, where y is the depth of the fish in meters below sea level, and x is the number of seconds the fish has been swimming. Well, ladies and gentlemen, think about it. Here, it's swimming towards the ocean floor, so we know it's swimming down. The way you read this here, that's the y-intercept, or the starting point. So the fish is starting from a depth of negative 3, and he's swimming down at a rate of 7 meters. So the correct answer here, ladies and gentlemen, is letter H. And I'm sorry I wasn't able to be a little more detailed, but my time is almost up, as y'all can see there. Hopefully this helps you all out, ladies and gentlemen.